Awakening. Chapter 8. Cargo. We were all running down the sidewalks as alarms blared in the air. People were frantically running back into their homes, and there was even a child crying in its mother's arms. The mother looked panicked and was herself crying. The dock was at the very bottom of the hill, and there were other ships in the dock, but the ship seemed to just be floating mindlessly. The dock itself was gigantic, with cranes everywhere, and there was a dock worker talking with Han and Gordon ahead of us. The worker then ran off, and we caught up to Han and Gordon. I was out of breath as Andy asked the first question. "Who's inside? Does anyone know? Also, is there any way to turn off the alarms? We don't want anarchy." Han took out her phone and pressed the screen, and the alarm stopped. "Good thinking, Andy, and nobody's been on it yet. Didn't even show up on radar, and we can see for hundreds of miles out into the Pacific. We should just turn it around, and then it can be someone else's problem." I caught my breath again. "No, Han, that's a bad idea. In this world, there are no loose ends. We have to see what it is and how to go from there." Gordon nodded. "He's right, Han. We can't just be bystanders. There's too much at stake." She pulled out a cigarette and exhaled while looking exasperated. "Fuck it all. Okay, well, who wants to go aboard?" Andy nodded as well as Gordon. "Well, you guys aren't going anywhere without me, and before you tell me no, Andy, I'm going. End of debate." His mouth opened and then closed. "Okay, fine, but we're swapping weapons. Give me the shotgun, Seb." I did, and he handed me the AR-15. The tanker itself seemed lifeless, and I hoped not to find anything or anyone on board. The dock workers secured the oil tanker and pulled it up close to the dock. Then a ramp was taken out, and we prepared to go aboard. Han stayed back while smoking a cigarette. "Good luck, gentlemen." I nodded, and then we took the first steps aboard. The ramp was itself steep, and it took a few minutes to fully climb it. And once we were at the door, Andy told us to stand back and use the shotgun to blow off the hinges. The door then opened, and nobody walked out. Or was there any other sound besides the cool ocean breeze? Gordon walked in first, then Andy, and lastly me. The inside of the ship seemed to be perfectly normal. There were quite literally thousands of doors, and there was no way to possibly win against anything or anyone on board. I found a light switch and turned it on, and was surprised to find out the ship had full power. Then we walked through the fully lit ship, our steps echoing throughout it. What the hell happened here? Gordon and Andy stayed silent, and then we walked up to the kitchen. The ship's metal gray walls seemed to have a sort of warning scribbled on them. It was written in blood, and fresh blood by the looks of it. "To those who may have stumbled into this, be careful, as Atmos has a new weapon, and it's able to erase people from existence. My whole crew is subjected to a bright light, and even as I write this, my body is unraveling. Be warned, as they are powerful and must be destroyed." Well, fuck. Andy looked at us. Oh my god, they finally completed Project Lightbeam. It was a theoretical impossibility. How they created it, I have no idea, but we need to end this war today, as they now have a doomsday weapon unlike anything humanity has ever seen. Gordon seemed genuinely concerned. No, he was fucking terrified. "How the hell do we stop them?" Andy pulled out the device from earlier. "I built this to infiltrate Atmos' communications. Underneath hundreds of signals, there was a single, encrypted one. It told me that Atmos' true base of operations is in Boston, or at least their technical base of operation. It needs to be obliterated. We should use the nukes, I think, and I don't say this lightly at all." We all started to walk back towards the ramp. "We need to consult Han. Don't you guys agree?" Both brothers nodded, and as we climbed down the ramp, a terrified Han waited for us on the dock. "So, how bad is it?" Andy walked up from behind Gordon and I. "It's bad, Han. Like fucking apocalyptic. Atmos now has a doomsday weapon unlike anything humanity has ever seen. It's a weapon named Project Lightbeam, and it physically erases you." Han moved her hands to her mouth and covered it in shock. "Well then how the hell do we have a chance of winning?" Gordon sighed. Andy found this Atmos base in Boston. It's their technology base, and we think we have to use the nukes. Han started to cry. But think of all those who will die at our hands. I walked up to Han and held her trembling hands. It's either we kill them or they kill us. I hate to say it, but I don't think we have a choice. She wiped her eyes. Neither do I, said, but since this is still a semi-democratic republic, we need to vote here and now. All in favor raised their hands. Andy's hand went up first, then Gordon's, and my own shaking hand went up in the air, and we all stared at Han, who had already been outvoted. She sighed and raised her hand as well. Well, Gordon, you're the one in control of the military. Let's go to Sacramento Air Force Base, where I'll give you the codes and you can launch the nukes. Andy, Seb, please stay here and keep the nation from collapsing. Got it? Andy nodded. Han and Gordon walked to go find a car, leaving just Andy and myself at the dock. I need a cigarette or something. I'm so fucking beyond stressed. Andy nodded while himself sighing. Guess the kiddos are gonna have to wait, as this is not even remotely the right time to bring more children into the world. Andy pulled out a blunt and gave it to me. I lit up with shaky hands and inhaled deeply. The feeling was soothing my frazzled nerves, but this wasn't going to be fun.